I'm just Jeannie. I'm going to show you how to make your own floral ice balls and make your next beverage display of your party look absolutely fabulous. All you need is distilled water or cooled boiled water, silicone molds of various shapes, whatever you want. A balloon spreader is definitely a must with long prongs, balloons, fresh flowers, or you can use faux flowers. Now look at the balloon spreader. Make sure the prongs are really long because you want to make sure the prongs will fit all the way down into the balloon. You have to give these things a good squeeze because you want the balloon to open so you can slide the flower in. So watch my technique. Now insert the prongs, okay? See how long those prongs are? See, spread them open. You can see the bottom of the balloon, that's important. Now, bind your bud. Now it's very important that you have a bud that's the right size. Buds that are way too big won't fit, so sometimes you have to remove some of the petals. But remove the stem from the base of the bulb, okay? Now, take the balloon, insert it along the prongs. Now squish the balloon up against the top of the prong because really you want the prongs to end at the base or the bottom of the balloon. Then insert your flower carefully. Voila, there you go. Now, this may take a little bit of effort to kind of get hand coordination going together, but once it happens, you have a floral bud perfectly placed inside your balloon. Now, again, if your bud is way too big, please remove those excess petals. You can use those petals in a different mold, and you can make floral ice cubes with just the petals, and they're beautiful. Again, snip the stem from the base of the flower, place the flower into your balloon, and you want to do this carefully. Slide the prongs down inside the balloon. Then squish up some of the balloon against the top of the prongs where your prongs are at the base or almost near the base of the balloon. Spread open. See, you can see the bottom of the balloon. Then slide the bud in like I'm doing. Actually, with the base down first. Don't try to put the petals into the balloon first. They'll get ripped up. Take excess petals and put them in your other mold to freeze. So you have floral ice petal cubes, as you would say. Now, watch as I do this. There you go, petals in the mold, reducing the size of this bud. Snip, snip. There you go. Grab that balloon. Place the spreader inside the balloon. Move some of the balloon up against the tip of the spreader. Prongs are at the base of the balloon, but you want to be careful though. You don't want to poke a hole into that balloon, but go ahead and slide the floral bud inside carefully. You want to rip it up, and there you go. And just pull the balloon off. There you have it. Keep going. So what you're seeing is technique number 1, how to create floral ice balls. And this is the balloon technique. There we go, reducing the size of the bud by placing petals in another floral ice mold. Or in this case, these are actually molds that I got from a various store that you can use to create chocolates and cakes and stuff with. Now, you see the round ice mold, ball molds. Those are really cute. Sometimes the seals don't keep very well, but you definitely need a funnel because the funnel is what you're going to use to top off each mold. So you're going to pour the water through the holes. Okay? Now, this is very important to watch. Now, take your bud, again, clip off the stem at the base. Place it into the mold. Make sure it's not too big. That's why I put the top back on. If the bud is too big, remember, just remove some of the leaves to reduce the size of the bud. Because the bud, you don't want it so big because that means the water, it's not going to get all into the flower around it and freeze and give you a nice round shape. You can also use leaves in your molds. Ice balls with pretty green leaves, they really add a lot of flair to your beverage display. One thing too, a lot of people think, oh, you can use your floral ice balls for beverages displays, but you can actually use them to create a beautiful scene. Like if you have seafood or foods that need to be on ice, why not just take your floral ice balls, put them on a tray or display them somehow on a table or in a bucket and put your food on top of it. You're talking about really pretty. Oh, here you go. Now fill each section of this mold with water. Remember, distilled water is preferable because it makes your ice balls look clear, but sometimes it's just hard to get distilled water or even from the store. So what you can do is just boil water, let it cool down, and just fill up each section of the mold. And you know when it's full when you start filling up with the funnel, and you raise up the funnel and there's like a nice bubble of water at the top of the hole. Sometimes you have to keep topping off your molds with more and more water to make sure that you get an adequate fill. Now, in this case, the seal on this mold didn't really hold as tight as I wanted to, so I added rubber bands. This will keep the mold top in place. Okay, so you get a nice, even, well-shaped ice ball. And I topped off again, the final top off. Now, here we go. I take my heart-shaped mold. Again, you can use any type of mold. Some people use square, rectangle, whatever shape you want, but I love the hearts. So I took the excess petals and put them in the mold. You can also freeze whole flowers in these molds if they're deep enough as well. So watch. Remove that stem, place the flower in that mold. No, too big. So place the flower back in with the bud. Move that stem. Okay, I'm gonna remove more of the petals from the floral bud. Now, fill the molds up with distilled or cooled boiled water. Sometimes the buds actually float up. What I did, I actually took my fingernail and actually kind of ripped an area open at the base of the bud and actually kept the bud in that mold. Now, for the balloons, you have to distend them with water. You gotta have pressure. So distilled water, I haven't figured out how to get a system set up where I can use distilled water and actually have enough pressure to fill the balloons. I just use the tap water. And what you want to do is make sure you push excess air out of the balloon before you tie them. Now with the balloons, I noticed that you get varying shapes and sizes of your floral ice balls, which to me is okay because when they freeze, some are bigger, some are smaller, or some are shaped more round than others. That's fine because you're going to actually remove the balloons from the floral ice ball. And I usually do this on the water, and I use tap water, and as the balloon becomes unwrapped from the latex, the ice ball rather becomes unwrapped from the latex balloon, I take my hand and kind of shape the floral ice ball, make it a little bit more rounder, use maybe a little bit more warmer water to take a abnormal edge of the balloon and make it just look smoother and more uniform. But that's up to you. The balloon shaped floral ice balls tend to last longer anyways. Now, remove from the freezer your lovely ice balls. break your seal. Sometimes it's going to be a little bit hard, so you may want to let them sit on the countertop for 5 or 10 minutes to defrost, or run them underwater, and then open up the mold to find these lovely ice balls. Now, I froze a few quite ahead of time. You see the blip at the top of that ice ball? That's fine, because you can rinse that off with the water. Any irregularity, like this one of the ice ball, just put it underwater and just take your hand and smooth out the rough edges. That's beautiful. Now watch. See? Take a pair of scissors and just remove the balloon from the ice ball here. So just carefully cut the latex balloon from the floral ice ball and just peel it off. You can do this underwater if you wish. These ice balls actually get pretty cold, so I think my hand probably froze 3 or 4 times. There you go. See, I'm rinsing the ice balls on the water to remove those irregular edges from the freezing. Just give you an opportunity to kind of shape your ice balls too. See, here's an ice ball, and I'm just kind of rubbing it, just kind of making it making it more round, I guess, and removing edges that shouldn't be there. See how pretty this is? Ooh. Now, here's the setup. I usually put the larger ice balls at the base of my container and just stack those ice balls the way you like them. Again, these will also look very nice on a serving tray with seafood, or, you know, your favorite chicken, tuna salad, fruit, etc. For a nice brunch. Now, typically, this particular setup lasts me 9 hours before all the ice melted away. How beautiful is this? Now, please follow me on my blog for more tutorials, and follow me on all my social media channels.